So Cleveland will get the first possession. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Cleveland, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Thompson in at the center position.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
And so here's Cleveland. James dishes to Irving. It's a pick by Love. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other All-Stars, quite honestly, Kevin. But you can't discount the work Irving put into the off-seasons to be ready for the regular season.
That drops.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. It's a pick by Love. Irving kicks to Love. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
And for Irving, he did come into last year hot. I mean, he won the MVP in international play while with Team USA.
The Cavaliers pull it in. Now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with head coach Tyronn Lue.
He talked about the impact of opposing big man Andrew Bogut, saying there just aren't that many seven-footers with his kind of game. A great interior defender first and foremost. We can't get tunnel vision when we attack the rim. He's got size and strength, and we can't allow him to bully us for offensive rebounds. Let's see if they can keep Bogut from having a big game, guys.
Thanks again, Doris.
And for Kyrie, taking home the MVP and a Team USA tourney like that, it's a huge ego boost. I mean, of all the stars on that team, he shined the brightest, and I think that's going to help his confidence for this year. How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
And Thompson kicks to Green. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Irving drives in, and it's sent back by Bogut. Green kicks to Barnes. Connects from three-point range. He's got 9.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Barnes against Smith. Outside Irving. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. 6 points for Kyrie Irving.
Well, you know, last season, Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
Now here's James. Outside Irving. Wide open shot is on the money. Irving's got 8 points. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. He's covered by Irving. From deep three-point range, the shot misses. So Cleveland will take it the other way. Smith with a wide open look. Drains it from beyond the arc. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Thompson outside to the wing on the left. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Bogut with a clean look, and the Warriors miss again. The Cavaliers leading by 3. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. And when you look at Draymond Green, he's not a guy who will wow you with his numbers or his athleticism, Clark. He brings a lot of intangibles, though. And I remember talking early in his career with Tom Izzo up at Michigan State saying those exact things, that he gives you so much more than just what you see.
And his current coach and our former partner, Steve Kerr, raves about it. He's the heart and soul of the Warriors, in Steve's words. They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Now here's Thompson. Feeds to Azili. Passes it to Livingston. On the wing, Thompson. From outside, off the mark.
You know, you talk about Green's enthusiasm for the game. He's constantly talking, whether defensively or even in an opponent's ear. He's a vocal presence. And also another example of how a guy can make an impact without necessarily having it show up in the stat sheet.
They grabbed their own miss. Cleveland leading by 6. There's 45 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Good.
And also, don't discount his leadership. Draymond Green's been a vocal leader his entire career. Even as a rookie, he wasn't afraid to challenge his teammates. And that competitive spirit, guys, can be contagious.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
That's good.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose, the D hasn't been able to keep up. And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
Here's Dellavedova. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Dellavedova's got 5 now.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
6 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. From deep. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Cavaliers ahead as the... And a chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm.
For me, at a younger age.
Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. Has become such the consummate pro.
Yeah, he really has been. It's amazing to see the pressure he's dealt with and the way he's handled it with that even-keeled nature. You know, he's as solid and steady as they come at this point in his career. Nothing phases him, nothing rattles him.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
Really, it's always a positive when you can get some impact off your bench.
Always nice to have firepower coming from the reserves, and they've had firepower and then some so far.
Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots. Then there's Barbosa. Then there's Maurice Spates. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
To the wing right side, shoots. The rebound by Kevin Love.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Warriors with the rebound. The long distance three is buried. 15 points in the game.
Check out these handles. That's rush hour handle. Not midday, not early morning. That's rush hour handle. That nasty spin just froze the defender.
Kicks it to Smith. Pass to Dellavedova. Smith with a screen on Barbosa. 6 on the shot clock. Irving can't get it to go. Warriors trail by 3. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Dellavedova kicks to Irving. Now the feed to Smith. Love with the screen for Smith. And the rejection by Iguodala. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep. And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
I don't know how that one stayed out.
And Iguodala knows just how deadly his teammates can be from outside, and he looks for them to get their shot before getting his own. I think this situation for him in Golden State's perfect for his skill set.
You look at the metrics for it, Clark, and Iguodala is onto something. He just knows to look for the best team shots.
Yeah, he's got a really good basketball IQ, and I think it's his selflessness that allows him to tap into that, especially at the offensive end. Rarely forces situations offensively.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Andrew Bogut checked in for Spates. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Ian Clark subbed in for Leandro Barbosa.
And really just trying to take the wind out of their sails here, I think. You know, they're on the wrong end of a run and need to just kind of exhale.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to stop the bleeding. Things were starting to spiral completely out of control, and I think a timeout was a no-brainer there.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thank you, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what the Cavaliers head coach was saying to his team. He told Kyrie Irving that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. So, Kevin, changes already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. That's good. 24 points for him.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And Thompson kicks to Love. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up a dunk.
And, guys, it was a terrific understanding between teammates that made that possible. They really did read each other well there.
So many great statistics are available to demonstrate just how dominant the Warriors were last season. My favorite is, GA, their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do in the history of the league.
It's amazing. The screen from Thompson. Irving drives in. Here's Smith, plenty of space. Can't hit. The Warriors go the other way with it.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
A minute 50 left in the first half. Dellavedova kicks to Smith. He dishes it to Love. The 10-footer. And it's sent back by Bogut. From deep three-point range, sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. And it's an 8-point Warrior lead. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way. Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Love against Green. Irving attacking back to Love. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Golden State moving the ball around. Knocked away. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. They get it again. Green kicks to Clark. Off target from outside. Here's Dellavedova. Irving for three. The shot is off. And so we wrap up the first half. Warriors ahead. They're up by 8. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. I'm with LeBron, and you didn't have much resistance in that first quarter, but the second quarter they came out.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith. Golden State's first quarter could have gone much better. The deficit for them just seemed to grow and grow, eventually reaching the 10-point mark at one stage of the period. It was really a tale of two quarters, though, as they owned the second period. They wiped out their deficit in a big hurry and are now sitting on a pretty comfy 8-point lead. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far? Kenny, let's get your insight on Cleveland.
They just gave up way too many good looks from the three-point line. That means either you haven't followed the game plan correctly or you're not executing it correctly. Either way, it's wrong. So from the looks of the first half, they need to aggressively close out on shooters to close this gap and the score.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.